Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with an on-the-fly review for you. And today I'm talking about Black Widow from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hey baby. Directed by Kate Shortland. Shortland, something like that.
It's a Batman.
That's Batman. Batman, that's it. Starring Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, Rachel Weisz, David Harbour, Olga Kurylenko, Ray Winston, and William Hurt, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. This is a prequel. This takes place right after the events of Captain America 3 Civil War, where the Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, is on the run. She's connected by her long-lost spy sister, undercover spy sister, who has kind of sent her something, this antidote to this brainwashing, antidote to brainwashing. And they find out basically that the people that trained Black Widow are still in operation and more powerful than before, and it's about bringing them down. Now, as far as a straightforward Black Widow movie should be, I think this was the story to do, the way to go about it. As far as an action movie is concerned, I thought it was enjoyable. It was entertaining while it was on. Good acting, entertaining set pieces, and likable characters. But as part of a puzzle that connects to 24 other movies, multiple TV shows, a handful of one-shots, that is part of an overarching storyline that's already been wrapped up, it's meaningless. This is a pointless movie. This is overall more of a contractual obligation than an actual film. Is it the worst MCU movie? Oh, not at all. Nowhere near. It's a very entertaining action movie. I hated the retcons. Absolutely did. Why does the movie end with Natasha going to rescue Team Cap from the raft when Civil War already ended with Cap doing that? That's already happened. She doesn't need to go save them. They've been saved. They've been rescued. That's happened. And spoilers here. There's no cop out. Nat's not coming back. There's character cop outs. There's reverting characters back to where they should not be, where they've long past grown, both with Black Widow as well as with other characters. I do like some of the things they do with Black Widow. It threw me off, with some of the twists weren't the twists I thought they were going to be. But at the same time, how much credit do you get for being just the second most obvious way to go with it? But, like I said, I didn't like a lot of what they did with Black Widow. But I will say the third act is very, very entertaining. And very much of a what would Cap do thing. But, for example, for what I didn't like about this movie, let me shut the door because Dar just left it on. She's bored with me now. I want to hijack, but then, don't want to co-host. Don't want to put in the work. Younglings this day and age. Anyhow, for example, a big part of the film's arc is Natasha reconnecting with her humanity, getting past her own selfishness, and putting other people before herself, and getting past this kind of vengeful, violent spirit. Natasha was way past all of that before we met her in Iron Man 2. You know what I mean? This isn't the character we've spent time with. There is this underlying story of Natasha redeeming herself for her life as an assassin but it's totally underplayed and not fleshed out enough when that should have been more of the heart of the film. I did like Florence Pugh in it, and like I said, I liked the performances. I like David Harbour in it, but I think he doesn't know how to play a real man. Jim Harper is a great character on Stranger Things. By season 3, he is every sitcom dad cliche in the book. And with this movie, the Red Guardian he's brave, he's a good character, but he's a total idiot, and ultimately kind of useless. Just there to get saved again and again by the girls. And like I said, with portraying Romanoff in this way, where she's growing and getting past the selfishness, humanity. It's like that was always part of her character. First off, she's a master manipulator, and yeah, that's played up perfectly in this movie. I love that, but I didn't like that aspect about her because she was more than connected with people, getting to know people, getting to trust people again. And that's even before we get to, like I said, before we get to know her with Iron Man 2. I mean, here is a small woman with nothing more than military training and laser, shock punches, standing side by side with gods and monsters to fight off an alien invasion to protect the city of New York. What about this character suggests to you that she is selfish? You know what I mean? It was just not a smart direction to take her character down. I think it should have been about the reconstructing, the saving of the people. I think it would have been a far more compelling storyline that she found that the Red Room is still operating, the widows are still out there, and the kid that she grew up, that she considered her little sister, is now part of this operation and became more of a saving them from Go. Would have been a more interesting story. Overall, is it the worst worst MCU movie ever? Absolutely not. Nowhere near, because while it's on, it's very good, even though it's just chick Jason Bourne. Like I said, good, likable characters. It does take a while to get going, but there are plenty of laughs once we kind of introduce and develop these characters. You get some genuine laughs out of some of the one-liners and stuff. But, it's definitely above Iron Man 3 and Captain Marvel, which is, to me, still easily the worst MCU movies. I mean, Iron Man 3 is downright boring. I'm talking. Thank you. Don't be disrespectful. And Captain Marvel is just cringy. So it's like, would you rather, fall asleep watching the movie or spend the whole 2 hours trying to crawl out of your own skin? I know which one I prefer. Do you mind? Anyhow, overall, I can't honestly bring myself to give Captain Marvel, Black Widow, more than 3.5 stars. I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed the action scenes. I liked the characters, and I had fun while it was on. But overall, this is a meaningless, stupid cash grab of a movie, and too little, too late. Nobody really wanted a Captain Marvel movie. We could have had this movie in between instead. And quite frankly, the cool, mysterious way they bring in Ms. Marvel. Captain Marvel, Shazam, fuck you. Bring in Ms. Marvel to the MCU would have been more interesting if we introduced her in just Endgame. Set her up like that. And then have the prequel and switch these movies out. Black Widow came out 2 years ago and we're getting Captain Marvel now. Captain Marvel will still suck, but it would still been more respectful and more meaningful to Black Widow's story. I don't know. I just think this movie, I wasn't disappointed in this film, but I can't say any more than it matched my expectations, and my expectations weren't high. I expected a stupid meaningless movie that sets up nothing I'm interested in, but to still have a strong lead and some fun action because it's smarter than Scarlett Johansson. She's a very talented actress. I've praised her for years. Could you hush? I'm this close to feeding you to the pigs.
It's a Batman.
Anyhow, I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the floor.